Glenn College's Outstanding Alumni Service Award recognizes exemplary leadership and service to the John Glenn College of Public Affairs, its faculty, its students, its staff, alumni, or its programs. This year's Outstanding Alumni Service Award winner is Lauren Rummel, the outgoing president of the Glenn College's Alumni Society. Lauren received her MPA from the Glenn College in 2012 after completing her BA at Miami University. After finishing her MPA, she joined the Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services as a management analyst, then rising to serve as its deputy director of policy. She then took on the role of policy director for the Board of Commissioners and now serves as the government affairs and ethics director for the Board of Commissioners for Franklin County. Throughout these important public service roles, she found ways to give back to the Glenn College by serving as a mentor for students, for teaching for the Glenn College, helping to plan the leadership forum, and then taking on multiple roles for the Glenn College's Alumni Association, including her most recent role as president. Lauren, congratulations on the Outstanding Alumni Service Award.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the Glenn College, Dean Brown. I have to say thank you to Lisa Frericks and all of my friends in the Alumni Society and the Glenn family. It's been really fun to look back on these years since I graduated and all we've done together, and I'm very honored for this recognition.
So you're incredibly deserving, but I want to hear what drives you to serve. And let's start just broadly, and then you can pivot to what causes you to give back to the Glenn College and its constituents.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think first and foremost, it's that internal accountability as part of my community that I have a responsibility to serve. But on top of that, I'm driven by the people around me. I mentioned some of them just a second ago, but really my mentors and my colleagues and people in this community that are working to try to make it better. I'm surrounded by so many people like that who challenge and inspire me. And it's really motivating when it comes to making sure I'm doing my part, but also the challenge of making sure that my part is meaningful. It really is what drives me.
So why the Glenn College?
As far as why I spend my time.
You could be giving your wonderful service to lots of different causes. Why this particular one?
Yeah. Well, the Glenn College was a place that put my public service career on tracks, first of all. It also gave me, though, a community for civil discourse and working through big questions and big challenges, questions that I had and otherwise. And so when I graduated, it was really important to me to stay connected to that community, not only because it continues to be that kind of place for me, but also because I wanted to support everything the college was doing to make it that kind of place for other students and for people who interact with the college through events like the Leadership Forum and otherwise. So it was just important to me to kind of show gratitude in that way and also just be a part of making that place real.
So you did your undergraduate degree as a business student and then pivoted a couple years later to get an MPA. What drove you to get this degree, and then how has this degree helped advance your career?
Yeah, so I think I always was most interested in community questions and questions in the realm of the public sector. And so everything I was doing in the private sector in terms of dissecting an issue and kind of looking at it piece by piece and coming up with creative and innovative solutions, I wanted to be working on in the same way, but on problems that were in the public sphere. So I was really drawn to the Glenn College because I saw that the mechanics of doing so were in place through the MPA program. And so my MPA degree, well, first, the Glenn College connected me with my first internship that has now turned into a 10-year career with Franklin County. So it quite literally fueled the start of my public sector career. But it also gave me, my degree also gave me the tools, like I said, for dissecting those big those big questions, those big problems. It gave me the tools to look at different perspectives and think critically about not only the root of the problems, but solutions, and how to put those policy solutions into practice. And that is what the Glenn College talks a lot about. But probably most important was just the Glenn College's philosophy that kind of was underneath kind of everything we did in my degree program around civil discourse and service and civic engagement. And that was something that came through in every part of my degree program. It comes through in every part of my involvement with the Alumni Society and the Glenn community. And it really just, as far as how my degree has advanced my career, it comes back to a foundation for my work. And that came out of my degree and my time with the Glenn College.
So you're stepping down as president of the college's Alumni Association.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all your free time now?
Well, I hope to stay involved. I hope to continue on the Leadership Forum Committee, and there are so many other opportunities to connect with the Glenn College that I haven't explored yet, like direct mentorship. So would love to stay involved and continue engaging with all the new students coming in and out of the college, and otherwise I encounter a lot of them in my workplace. And so I want to continue that engagement, but I am also thinking about, you know, kind of how to take everything I've learned and everything that we do and take it to what's next. And so I'm giving that some thought, and I want it to be meaningful, but always coming back to the things I was talking about that I've learned and done through these last 10 years with the college. So hopefully there will still be that connection, whether directly or indirectly.
Well, Lauren, you've been a true servant of the Glenn College and its students and its faculty and staff and alumni, and we thank you for that. And we know that wherever you go next, you're going to continue that service. So congratulations and thank you for all that you've done for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.